Welcome to QLab. In today's video, we're going to be exploring acids and bases. But before we begin, we need to have a little think about what acids and bases are. Well, most of us have heard of acids, and we can think of things like hydrochloric acid or sulfuric acid, or even vinegar as an acid. And we think of them maybe as things that burn, or things that can damage metals or surfaces. And while that's true, acids are very responsible for a lot of flavours we enjoy as well. So there's certain things we eat that are technically acids, like, well, citric acid is that lovely sour flavour you get in sweets. So, if acids are all of those kind of things, what could bases be? Well, interestingly, bases are quite similar to acids in their behaviour. They can burn things, they can be very, what we call corrosive, which means they start to dissolve up things like metals. And they have many of the properties that make acids dangerous. In fact, one that you find around the house is often sodium hydroxide, but it's made into a mix that we use for cleaning ovens. It's a spray of horrible stuff, I don't like it very much. But it cleans up ovens because it effectively dissolves up the gunk that's on the surfaces. So if acids and bases all have very similar properties, it's not a very good way of distinguishing between them, is it? So we need to have a little bit more of a think about what's actually going on when we have an acid and when we have a base. But before we get into all of that, we need to be able to detect them, because this could be an acid, it could be a base, or it could just be water. I can't tell, because I can't see molecules, and that's what we're dealing with. Acids and bases are they're chemistry that you can't see with your eyes. Now some you can see. I'll grab an example here. This is some vinegar, and of course it's got some colour to it, but the actual acid in this vinegar, which is called acetic acid, is colourless. So we can't see acids very easily, and that's why we need to make an indicator, and that's just something that basically changes colour, depending on whether it's an acidic or a basic environment, or indeed if it's neutral. The neutral just means something right smack in the middle. It's not too acidic, it's not too basic. So that's what we're going to do now. Let's make our indicator. So what we're going to use is a red cabbage. Now this one is big. It's too big. I only need about 1/8 of this. So I'm going to cut it in half again, and in half again. And then we'll get back with that piece. You can freeze the rest. I like to keep some in the freezer so that I can make this indicator whenever I need. This just pause for a second. That is beautiful. I mean, it's like a flower in there. Anyway, next bit. So there's our diced up bit of cabbage. Now what we want is a beaker or a mug or a cup or anything you can put in some boiling water, because we're going to put this in there and then we're going to add some boiling water. This is very simple. It will, however, make your kitchen smell of cabbage. And cabbagey smells are not always the best smells. I actually think I'm going to have to say that half of this is enough still. So you can see one cabbage can be used for a lot, and I mean a lot of experiments. Because we're going to use, let's put that to the side, we're going to use the indicator we made from this for a whole load of experiments today. And now we just add some boiling water, and I'm going to put in about 200 millilitres, maybe 200 or 300 millilitres. Then we take a spoon and we just compress it and mix it in there for a bit. Nothing here, by the way, nothing here is dangerous. This is just very unyummy cabbagey soup. And we just let that soak. And I'm going to leave mine to soak for about 5 minutes after I've mixed it really thoroughly. There you can see we've got this beautiful, rich, purple solution. That is our indicator. That's super easy. So, let's test it out. So, I have a number of test tubes here. Now you could just use little glasses or something like that for this, but I've just got a number of test tubes with some solutions in. Now only one of these is water. Now I know you could probably guess 2 of them aren't water by looking at them, but let's see what happens when we add this indicator. Look at that lovely purple to them. So this first one, let's add a fair amount. Ooh. And we'll give it a little shake. I'm just going to put my thumb over. Don't do this with dangerous acids. There's that one there. It was just some vinegar. So, food grade, don't worry. And you can see that difference. It's gone to that lovely pinky red. So we know pinky red tells us that something's acidic. Now let's try this next one. Ooh. Oh, look at that. And we'll again do the little mixy. Now that one was baking soda, and that's basic. Let's try the next file. Ooh, that's not done very much. We found our water. It's just the purpley colour. It's a bit hard to see when it's dilute. It's the purpley colour. And then for this final one, which is some freshly squeezed lemon juice, look at that colour. Oh, it's so pretty. And we just shake it up. And of course, we can see that the indicator is showing us that the lemon juice is acidic. And that's a really important thing to realise, is we're not seeing the acids or the bases here. We're seeing the indicator change colour, which is telling us or indicating to us that there's an acid or a base present. And that's just a subtle difference. This is such an easy indicator to make, and we can do so many experiments with it. I do think that when I put my thumb over and shook the water one, maybe had a bit of the base from here, and that's why it's gone a little bit of a more bluey colour, because it should just be a nice purple. So that's how we can find out whether something's an acid or a base. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you found that enjoyable. We're going to continue these videos exploring the properties of acids and bases, and eventually we'll start to tease apart what's actually going on at the chemical level with them. And that can be quite exciting. So, if you want to find out when those videos go up, why not subscribe? And if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like the video, give it a thumbs down, because then I know, and I can try and make them more exciting. But anyway, until next time, bye!